I'm gonna figure out a way to change this around and have a shoe rack that we'll actually use. I mean, look at this mess. And there's an empty shoe rack. It was a great idea, I thought, when we got it. But for some reason we can't seem to actually use it. The problem, I think, comes down to the fact that it's slanted. If there was no slant here and it was straight up, I think it would be perfect. I just can't keep stuff on there. It just doesn't work. So I got 2 of these and I started thinking about it. I've been hanging on to these things for like 9 years. If I haven't used them by now, I'm probably not going to use them the way that they were designed to be used for. So anyway, I got a need and these will fill a use. So let's do it. I don't really have a plan here. I'm just gonna start cutting stuff and it's gonna come together. Okay, I'm gonna do a little trick here on how to cut a 2x4 long ways. I don't have a bandsaw or a table saw. I have a skill saw. So the key to it is to secure it. I've got it secured to a pallet and I've got it marked with a chalk line down the middle. And so what I did here, I got this pallet, which isn't going to go anywhere, and I've got a screw right here and a screw right there. They're countersunk, so they're level with the 2x4. It's out far enough to where when the blade comes, it's not gonna hit the pallet. I've got it all lined out, just like right there. Okay, so just cut it. How about that? So I use this countersink pilot bit to give me my screw holes so that the screws could be flush. When it's all said and done with, if there's holes that look bad, you can always just put some wood putty in it. Problem solved. So now that I started cutting wood, I kind of got an idea what I'm going to do here. I'm going to give myself like 4 inches clearance from the bottom, and I need a foot height from here to the next step, because that's the tallest boot that the wife has, so I need a foot. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I got my 2x4s. It was an 8 foot that I cut in half and then cut in half again. Gave me 4 pieces. I got a piece of plywood that is 2 feet by 2 feet, and I am gonna cut that in half and just put it on the sides, and that's gonna be it. It'll be 4 pieces, no, it'll be 6 pieces of wood altogether. So what I did here was, this piece was like 2 feet and like 2 inches or something long. So what I did was I wanted 4 inches clearance on the bottom, and then I wanted a foot of clearance here because that was like the biggest size shoe boot that's in the house. It's just under a foot, so I got the clearance for that. And then I was thinking, well, should I cut it at the top and keep it flush, or what should I do there? I'm glad I didn't cut it, because as I started going, I was like, why cut it? I'll just make the same 4-inch gap here that I have down there. Save myself some work, make it look consistent. So I like it. I don't think I'm gonna secure these. There's really no reason to. I mean, because these are probably gonna accumulate a little bit of dirt. It'll just be easy to do that, and then I can brush it off, and hopefully the kids don't mess with it too much. If they do, then I'll put some tacks, some little staples in it, but otherwise I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. So total material that I used for this, I had an 8-foot piece of the 2x4 that I cut in half long ways, and then cut in half again short ways. And I had roughly a 2x2 piece of plywood that I cut in half. So 8-foot piece of 2x4 and a 2x2 piece of plywood, and then 16 sheetrock screws that I used to connect it all together. And I didn't spend a penny to do this. All this stuff I just had lying around the house. That is a shoe rack that I know will get used. And now we have one less clutter zone in Farmer G's house. How about that?